So there it is. What became an incredibly huge pain in my rear end today. Wow. You know, if you ever come across that situation and you feel like it's just, just don't do it. Just don't do it. What a, yeah, what a lovely experience that was. I don't know why, but absolutely everything that went wrong. And then even a few more things. And then a couple more things. And here, check this out. Even more things. Oh yeah, that looks fine, doesn't it? Looks just fine. What the? I mean, seriously, the stem even broke off inside the son of a bee. The trials and tribulations with this lovely watch are still not over. But I'm done for the day. This can wait. I'll come back to it. It's my watch. It's not anybody else's. So there's no rush on this. Thank God for that. Anyhow, come take a look at all the other BS I had to deal with to get at least this far. So here we are. Gonna be a quick, easy one today. It is too flippin' hot to do much of anything else. So let's get into this and get her done. Get her done. This is the chapter ring I want to use. It's all kanjied and it's loomed. So I like the loom of this one, but that's okay. I'd rather use this one. It's a little more unique. I do want to change out the logo in there, but I don't have one just yet. I need to get a hold of a fellow that I know and get him to make me a new one. Going to be a better looking one than that. 'Cause I'm not really uber keen on those. I don't know. They're okay, but meh, you know. So, and I'm not looking for meh. I'm looking for damn, that's flipping awesome. That's what I want to hear from like everybody, including myself. And if I'm saying meh, I don't expect anybody else to say much else. So, plans. Always got to have a plan. And be willing to change the plan if things don't go the way you think they will. Things change, be willing to be flexible. The other thing I want to do is change this case. I'm just, I like the 3 o'clock crown, but with this case, I'd really prefer the 4 o'clock. That's my thing. Don't ask. It's just one of those. So we're not going to change the logo today because, like I said, I don't have one. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Not even going to touch it. And just put that to the side and cover it up for a moment. Need to get this bezel off of here. And yeah, well, I'm going to take the bezel. I want the bezel insert out. I'm just going to strip this case. Take the bezel off. Take the crystal out because I'm going to reuse that crystal, I think, and get rid of that chapter ring. So those are the next steps. All right, case is stripped. Crystal gasket didn't even come out, so I'll just leave it there. I'm not going to reuse it anyway. This one came with a brand new one. There's our chapter ring, and this one has a little nubbin, so that little index nubbin will index perfect alike, just like such. Now let's get this crystal in. I didn't show you taking out the crystal because that's pretty straightforward. You guys know how to do that. There's some schmutz on there. Dang schmutz. Alrighty. Crystal installed. Let's get this cased back up. This is just a super quick one today. Uncase, recase, fart around, make coffee, loose stuff. There it is. Wow, you guys. It's really hot. And you know how I know, and I'm sure some of you guys probably picked this up already, that I'm a dumbass? I'm not even going to lie. You see something wrong with this? Yeah, I don't even ask. My brain's frying. I need to swap these dial. Oh, yeah, I do. I swear I might have to change to a winter only channel. What I'm gonna do in retrospect here, and if it's your first time here, you'll get it. You'll understand soon. I tend to change things as I go along. So what I'm gonna do actually is keep this movement and dial alone. I have another dial, so I'm just gonna put this one aside, and rather than take it apart and change it for a case with a different crown side, not side I guess, but a different crown position, I'm going to make one for this crown position. I didn't feel like picking that one all apart and changing things, so this is what we're gonna do. Executive decision, people. I didn't feel like farting around today. It's too hot. Alright, so as you can see, to get the 4 o'clock crown position, which would be there, I need to snip this top one, because this is the one that's going in the hole. You see that? And then the corresponding one on the other side. So keep it, snip it. And you can actually see on this dial. See that? It's just a slab of meteorite. Come on now. It's this little thin slab of meteorite laid on top of a brass back. See? Well, and here we go with even more troubles on this stupid build. As you can tell, I lost audio. It was ridiculous. What I'm trying to show you here is that I thought the indexing tooth on the chapter ring was misaligned because it wasn't working out on the dial. Get out your cleaning tools. Here, it's actually, since this is a new dial I haven't worked with, I'm going to take a moment here before I do anything more. So go around all the indices, clean them off real good, and make sure my hands are clean before we start. I'm kind of disappointed. And away we go. It's a DLW case. Going to be getting in touch with them. Nice and clean. Now we should. The only thing that I can do about it is just file down that indexing tooth. It's not the end of the world. You know, it can be done. That way I can still use the case. There it is. Still use the same. I really need to get this done quick. I take a little dial dot, put it on the outside ring, outside diameter. My hands are leaking out the bottoms of my gloves. So I'm sweating so much that it doesn't interfere with the spacing of the crystal. Let's get her done. Put it on the back side rather than on the bottom. And I only use one, and that's very simply because I can still, it'll stay in place snugly and firmly, but I can still maneuver it where I need it to go. I can still turn it relatively easy after I get it onto the dial again or onto the movement. So here we go. It's installed now. Now I have to grab the movement, and I need to take out the stem, and then I need to put the case onto the movement, or put the movement in the case, whichever you like, and I'll have to line up the chapter ring to the 12 o'clock indice. It's just fiddly. It's not really that big a deal. It's just more of a pain in the rear end when things aren't lining up the way they should, right? But not the end of the world. It's not rocket science. I don't know, I would have a hard time even calling it science. But now the best thing to do here is get it in the case, put in the stem, tighten it down so that it's not moving at all. That way you have the movement and therefore the dial exactly where it's going to be. And you can see how out of alignment it is right now. That's a simple fix. While the crystal's out of it, I can just reach my fingers in there, as long as I stay out of the way of the hands, and I can just ever so slightly turn that chapter ring. Say I'm just getting the hands out of the way so that I can get in there with my fingers, and I can turn the chapter ring just that little bit, get it to line up everywhere where I need it. Make sure it's all pushed down all the way. There. Now we're looking pretty good. Just a little fine tuning left. And after this, we will get our crystal back on. And here we go with the crystal back on. That's looking much better already. There's no way I could have left that misaligned. I know this is my watch, but come on, let's be realistic here. All right. So now I guess we just need to get the case back gasket. Get that installed. Put the case back on. And put our bracelet back on. And then we can have a final good look at this thing. Case back is on. Now for the click spring and the bezel. Now I already have, I'm reusing the same bezel. Just a word of advice. If you have an insert already on your bezel, when you're going to press it back on to your watch, be very gentle with it. I mean, maybe a little extra gentle, because if you press too hard, you can actually crack the bezel insert while it's in there, and then you're taking it all apart and unhappy. So don't do that. There we go. Bezel installed. Now it's just a matter of putting the bracelet back on. And once again, just using the bracelet I took off of it, and that's not changing. So I'm going to install this, and we will have a quick look and a loom shot. Alrighty. Much better. I like that a lot better, I gotta say. Except for the hands, but I'll deal with that. Shall we get ourselves a little bit of a loom shot here? I think it's gonna look pretty good.
I'm not really worried about it. Yep, green, blue, green. I'll always, you know, as usual, I'll leave you up a better loom shot up here probably. But, yeah, there it is. 300, MM200. I prefer that case better. We'll see. It's not staying like this anyway. Gotta put something on the dial, and I don't know what else we'll do with it. We'll figure it out. Ongoing adventures. So anyhow, love y'all. Cheers. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for liking, subscribing. Thanks for all of it. Here because of you, people. Thanks again. Cheers, everybody.